And so now, here's how the schedule is going to go. I'm going to speak very, very briefly, and I'm actually in control of that situation, so I am going to actually speak briefly. Well, some of you know me. I'll do my best. Then we're going to take another short break, and then we're going to come back for Sarah, Omar, and the rest of the program. Okay? So we are actually going to be okay with the time. It's 4:30.
Yeah.
So, all right. So what is International Women's Day? Well, there is some discrepancy about how it all started. There are some, I did an article about it many, many years ago and was under the impression that it started here in Copenhagen. Did you know that? Of sorts. And that it was started by a woman called Claire Zetkin, who is actually German. And that's the information that I was hearing about it. I'm not going to go into great detail about this, but the point of International Women's Day, it was a collective of women who got together to discuss, it was the Socialist Party, correct? A little bit with which party it actually was, but they were having a conversation and then they found an idea that we needed to have voices of women. We needed to speak about issues of equality. We needed to speak about issues of empowerment. And we needed to just have a female perspective on things, on life, just to be in charge of your own existence, and to, as Kwame spoke about, just by being in the room, you change the room. And so just by having women, just in diversity and inclusion in general, a part of everybody's being, your organization, your corporation, your schools, everything, it changes the atmosphere in the room for better. And the more flavors that you have to work with, I like to think of diversity and inclusion much like cooking and having spices. Anyone who is prejudiced, I believe that what we should do is just say, okay, that's fine. But if you are prejudiced, you are not allowed to eat food from any country other than your own. How do you like those potatoes? So anyway, back to women. And what people have talked about in 1909, there was also a great committee which we're going back, I said 1911, 1909. And so that's why I'm saying the origin of how this happened. And I thought it was kind of funny because, as you hear, I am American. And when I wrote the article, it was all European-based. This all started in Denmark. But when I went back and read, and this is recently on Wikipedia, it was suddenly an American idea. 1909, apparently, it happened. So I will not dispute who did it. I'm just happy they did it. And I will fast forward to 2019. And the idea of balance for better, gender parity, having a voice for women, and being out there also to empower all of us, because it isn't just a fight for women. It never is. It's always about everyone doing their part to make sure everyone has a voice and that everybody gets heard and that we can use our greatest resource on the planet, which is human. So that said, we're going to take a break. And we're going to come back for the second half of the program. I did pretty well. You did. I did want to say one last thing. We're going to have a 10-minute break. The other thing is, excuse me just a second, just in the interest of time also, Madam Ambassador is trying to also enjoy her time here, and we are going to be having a group photo later on. So in the interest of time, it's because I kind of started a thing out there, and people started taking pictures. And if everybody is trying to get a picture with Zinzi, or even probably Sarah, or any other people like you, or people might want to do selfies with me, or let's save that for another time, because we want to get out there. We want you to enjoy the delicious treats that you can have, and we want to get back in our seats so we can enjoy the rest of the program. Thank you very much. 10 minutes.